Kayamaka's own experience had shown her the transformative power of education, and she was determined to ensure that others had the same opportunities. The foundation's impact was profound, and many girls were able to achieve their goals and build successful futures. Kayamaka's work with the foundation brought her into contact with other like-minded individuals and organizations. She forged alliances with other nonprofits, businesses, and government agencies to expand the reach of her foundation. These partnerships allowed her to provide more comprehensive support and resources to those in need. Kayamaka's network grew, and she became a well-respected advocate for women's rights and empowerment. Her collaborative approach and dedication to making a difference garnered widespread admiration and support. Despite her success, Kayamaka still faced stigma and judgment from some quarters. There were those who questioned her past and judged her harshly for the choices she had been forced to make. Kayamaka confronted these prejudices head-on, using her platform to educate and raise awareness about the complexities of poverty, abuse, and survival. She shared her story openly, challenging stereotypes and advocating for understanding and empathy. Her courage in speaking out helped to shift public perception and reduce the stigma surrounding issues of domestic violence and poverty. Kayamaka's parents and siblings, who had initially been skeptical of her choices, now saw the positive impact she was making. They visited her in the city, witnessing firsthand the success and happiness she had achieved. The reunion was emotional, filled with tears of joy and pride. Kayamaka's parents apologized for not believing in her struggles earlier, and Kayamaka forgave them, understanding the pressures they had faced. The family's bond was strengthened, and they became a source of support and encouragement for each other. With her foundation well established, Kayamaka began to expand its reach beyond the city. She traveled to rural areas, including her own village, to provide support and resources to women and girls in need. The foundation's programs were tailored to address the unique challenges faced by rural communities, focusing on education, healthcare, and economic empowerment. Kayamaka's efforts were met with enthusiasm and gratitude, and the foundation's impact continued to grow. She was determined to make a difference, not just in her own community, but across the country. Kayamaka's work did not go unnoticed. She received numerous awards and accolades for her contributions to women's empowerment and community development. She was invited to speak at conferences and events, sharing her story and inspiring others to take action. Her humility and authenticity resonated with audiences, and she became a sought-after speaker and advocate. Kayamaka used these opportunities to raise awareness about the issues she was passionate about and to mobilize support for her foundation's initiatives. Despite the successes, Kayamaka faced ongoing challenges. Balancing her roles as a mother, wife, business owner, and advocate was not easy. There were times when she felt overwhelmed and exhausted, but her determination and resilience kept her going. Obi's unwavering support and the love of her children were her anchors, providing the strength she needed to persevere. Kayamaka learned to navigate the challenges, drawing on her inner strength and the support of her family and community. As the years passed, Kayamaka's impact continued to grow. Her foundation had helped countless women and girls transform their lives, and her story had inspired many to pursue their dreams despite the odds. Kayamaka's legacy was one of resilience, compassion, and empowerment. She had turned her own suffering into a source of strength, using her experiences to make a positive difference in the world. Her journey from poverty and abuse to success and empowerment was a powerful reminder that with determination and support, anything is possible. As Kayamaka's children grew older, they became increasingly aware of their mother's past and the sacrifices she had made. Her story served as a powerful lesson in resilience and integrity. They excelled in their studies, driven by a desire to honor their mother's sacrifices and contribute to society. Kayamaka's eldest daughter, inspired by her mother's work, began volunteering at the foundation, helping other women and children in need. The values of compassion and service that Kayamaka instilled in her children were evident in their actions and aspirations. Amidst her busy life, Kayamaka realized the importance of personal healing. The trauma of her past still lingered, and she sought therapy to address her emotional scars. The process was challenging but ultimately liberating. Through therapy, Kayamaka found new strength and clarity. She learned to forgive herself for the choices she had made under duress and to embrace her journey with compassion. This healing process allowed her to be more present and fulfilled in her personal and professional life, further enhancing her ability to support others. The success of Kayamaka's foundation attracted international attention. She was invited to participate in global forums and conferences, sharing her insights and experiences with a wider audience. These opportunities allowed her to learn from others and to bring innovative ideas back to her community. The foundation established partnerships with international organizations, expanding its programs and increasing its impact. Kayamaka's vision of empowering women and children transcended borders, inspiring similar initiatives around the world. Years after leaving her village, Kayamaka returned with her children. The visit was emotional, as she reflected on her journey and the changes that had occurred. The village had benefited from the foundation's outreach programs, and many women and children had been empowered through education and support. Kayamaka's parents, now elderly, were proud of her achievements and the impact she had made. The visit was a full-circle moment, reinforcing the importance of remembering one's roots and giving back to the community that had shaped her. Kayamaka was presented with a new challenge when she was approached to run for a political office. Her community believed she could bring about meaningful change and address systemic issues at a higher level. Kayamaka was hesitant, knowing the complexities and potential pitfalls of politics. However, after much deliberation and encouragement from her family and supporters, she decided to run. Her campaign was rooted in her values of integrity, compassion, and service. Kayamaka's candidacy was a bold step towards addressing the larger issues affecting her community. The campaign trail was demanding and grueling. Kayamaka traveled extensively, meeting with constituents and listening to their concerns. Her background and story resonated with many, and she gained widespread support. However, she also faced opposition and criticism, particularly from those who doubted her capabilities and intentions. Kayamaka remained steadfast, focusing on her vision for positive change and the support of her loyal followers. The campaign was an opportunity for her to further advocate for women's rights and community development on a larger platform. Election day was a pivotal moment in Kayamaka's life. The community came out in large numbers to support her, and the anticipation was palpable. The results were announced late in the evening, and Kayamaka won by a significant margin. The victory was a testament to her dedication and the trust the community had placed in her. Kayamaka's election was a historic moment, symbolizing a shift towards inclusive and compassionate leadership. She was ready to take on the new responsibilities, determined to make a difference at the policy level. Kayamaka's inauguration was a grand event, attended by her family, friends, and supporters. The ceremony was a celebration of her journey and the beginning of a new chapter in her life. In her inaugural speech, Kayamaka reaffirmed her commitment to serving the community with integrity and compassion. She outlined her plans to address key issues such as education, healthcare, and women's rights. The inauguration was not just a personal milestone for Kayamaka, but also a moment of pride and hope for the community she represented. The early days in office were challenging as Kayamaka navigated the complexities of her new role. She worked tirelessly to understand the intricacies of policymaking and governance. Kayamaka formed alliances with other leaders and stakeholders to push for reforms that aligned with her vision. Her approach was collaborative and inclusive, ensuring that the voices of the marginalized were heard. Despite the challenges, Kayamaka's determination and work ethic earned her respect and support from her colleagues and constituents. Kayamaka's tenure was marked by significant policy reforms. She focused on improving access to education and healthcare, particularly for women and children. Her initiatives included scholarships, school infrastructure improvements, and healthcare programs for maternal and child health. Kayamaka also championed laws to protect women from domestic violence and to promote gender equality. Her efforts led to tangible improvements in the lives of many and set a precedent for future leaders. Kayamaka's policy reforms were a reflection of her deep commitment to social justice and empowerment. Despite her successes, Kayamaka faced considerable opposition from entrenched interests and political rivals. There were attempts to undermine her efforts and discredit her work. Kayamaka remained resilient, countering the opposition with transparency and unwavering dedication to her principles. She engaged with her critics, addressing their concerns and finding common ground where possible. Her ability to navigate the political landscape with integrity and grace earned her widespread admiration and solidified her position as a respected leader. The demands of public office required significant personal sacrifices. Kayamaka's time with her family was limited, and the pressures of her role took a toll on her. However, Obi and the children remained her steadfast supporters, understanding the importance of her work. Kayamaka found solace and strength in their love and encouragement. She made a conscious effort to balance her responsibilities, ensuring that she remained present and connected with her family. The sacrifices were considerable, but Kayamaka's commitment to her vision and the support of her loved ones sustained her through the challenges. In her bind to ease things up, Kayamaka planned a weekend getaway with Obi, her husband. As Kayamaka and Obi arrived at the secluded beachside villa, the weekend getaway was Kayamaka's surprise for Yugo, a token of her appreciation for his unwavering support and love. The villa, nestled among swaying palm trees and overlooking the azure ocean, promised a haven of intimacy and relaxation. Kayamaka led Obi through the villa's open French doors onto a private terrace adorned with flickering candles and soft, billowing curtains. The gentle sound of waves lapping against the shore mingled with the distant call of seagulls, creating a symphony of tranquility. A table for two was set with a sumptuous feast, but it was the large, inviting hot tub that caught Obi's eye, its steaming water reflecting the dim glow of the setting sun. She smiled, seeing his reaction, and whispered, "I thought we could use some time to ourselves, away from everything." Obi turned to her, his eyes filled with admiration and gratitude. "You always know how to surprise me," he said, pulling her close and kissing her deeply, their lips meeting in a passionate embrace that spoke of longing and love. As they broke apart, Kayamaka's eyes sparkled with mischief. "I have one more surprise," she said, taking his hand and leading him to the edge of the hot tub. With a playful glint in her eye, she untied the sash of her silky robe, letting it slip to the ground to reveal a stunning lace swimsuit that accentuated her curves. Obi's breath caught in his throat as he took in her beauty, his desire for her intensifying. He quickly shed his clothes, joining her in the hot tub. The warm water enveloped them, creating a cocoon of intimacy. Kayamaka settled against Obi, her back to his chest, as he wrapped his arms around her, pulling her even closer. The heat of the water combined with the heat between them, creating an electric atmosphere charged with passion. Obi's hands roamed over her body, tracing the delicate lace and caressing her soft skin. Kayamaka tilted her head back, resting it on his shoulder, and let out a soft sigh of pleasure as his lips trailed kisses along her neck. She turned to face him, their bodies pressed together, and captured his mouth in a fervent kiss. Their tongues danced, exploring and tasting, as the world around them disappeared, leaving only the two of them in a haze of desire. As they kissed, Obi's hands slid down her back, pulling her hips against his, feeling the growing need between them. Kayamaka responded by wrapping her legs around his waist, drawing him even closer. The sensation of their bodies intertwined, moving in sync with the rhythm of the waves, created an intoxicating blend of pleasure and intimacy. Eventually, they broke apart, their foreheads resting against each other as they caught their breath. Obi gazed into Kayameka's eyes, seeing the love and desire mirrored in her gaze. "I love you," he whispered, his voice filled with emotion. "I love you too," she replied, her voice equally soft and filled with the same deep affection. They spent the rest of the evening in the hot tub, wrapped in each other's arms, sharing whispered words of love and promises for the future. As the night grew darker, they finally emerged from the water, dried off, and retreated to the villa's luxurious bedroom, where they continued their passionate exploration of each other until the early hours of the morning. The weekend getaway was a testament to their love and the deep bond they shared, a perfect blend of romance and desire that left them both feeling more connected than ever. As Kayameka looked back on her life, she was filled with a sense of fulfillment and pride. She had overcome immense challenges and had used her experiences to make a positive impact on countless lives. Kayameka's legacy was one of empowerment, resilience, and compassion. She had transformed her own suffering into a source of strength and had dedicated her life to helping others achieve their potential. Her journey was a powerful reminder of the difference one person can make, and her story would continue to inspire generations to come. Kayameka's life was a testament to the enduring power of hope, determination, and the human spirit. The tale of Kayameka spread across the city and the village, serving as a powerful reminder of resilience and determination. True worth lies in one's character and the strength to overcome adversity with integrity. The moral of the story is clear: do not envy others, for you do not know the burdens they carry. True happiness comes from staying true to oneself and facing life's challenges with courage and integrity.